Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cheryl. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in San Jose, California.
And I'm Cheryl Seavey. I'm a writer and a blogger in Los Gatos, California. And today we're looking at letting go of things more than clearing, it's letting go of commitments, bad habits, and basic time sinks that we're sort of unconsciously not aware of.
Yeah.
And I'll use an example. I've made a commitment to do something on a regular basis, and I just don't want to do it anymore. The time is no longer right for me. It's particularly hard on my body. Um, and when I get worn out doing it. And I just think that my time would be better served doing something else. But my challenge is, in terms of saying no and changing that, is that I feel like I made a commitment. And if I make a commitment, I stand on my commitments. But
Mhm.
when does a commitment become an opportunity to change? And when is it a lifetime commitment?
Well, and truly, is it a commitment or is it because this is something you're doing with friends
Yeah,
and it's an opportunity to see them every week and maybe they will be insulted by the fact that you're changing that up?
right.
I don't know. Um, but truly, it's not a commitment. It's something you were doing on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But the world will
Oh,
not
that's a
end
good.
if you stop, you
Right. That's a
know?
good point. Is it something you do on a regular basis? Because I find it's easier for me to say no to things at the front end
Yeah.
than it is for me to change things, because
Well, think about it this way. A commitment to me would be you have made the commitment to show up every Wednesday at the library to read to children, you
Mhm,
know? Now that's a commitment. People are making plans because of your commitment.
mhm.
Getting together with friends weekly to do something, um, while they may be counting on you, it's truly not a commitment,
Yeah. Okay. That
you
makes
know.
sense. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a activity.
Right.
And
Right.
very honestly, I have a tendency to be like you, um, very conscientious about the
Mhm.
things I say I'm going to do. But I find that other people don't have the slightest problem failing at the last
That's
minute,
true. That is
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
and it doesn't, whether they have an excuse or not, you
Right.
know, and there's a
Right.
lot of times they don't, they just simply don't do it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
And I think too, when I'm looking at that, this brings up another question that you and I've talked about at length over the years, is when we do let go of those time commitments or those events or activities, it frees us up, and it frees us up to do other things. And that just makes us more mindful of how we spend our time,
well, it's
and there's
really no different than cleaning out your closet.
yeah,
It opens up that feeling of freedom, of
yeah,
space,
yeah, yeah,
and it's space up in your brain, not in
right.
your closet, but it's the same feeling,
Yeah. And
you know.
I've been really working on, opening up that space, and saying no to more things, saying
Hmm.
yes to the things that I want, that bring me value, that I think about a little bit more. Okay, I'll get back with you.
Hmm.
And saying no to things, just because I can't have a super full calendar anymore. I don't want it. I need the space, and I cherish those spaces in the day just as much as I cherish the activities.
Well, I had a group that I used to get together with once a month for dinners,
Hmm.
and there were six of us, and we did it for a long time. It became difficult to consistently do for
Hmm.
me because of my schedule, but I changed my schedule specifically for it. But when the pandemic came, like so many things, it kind of went by the wayside
Hmm.
and we've never picked it up.
Right.
And nobody has even necessarily wanted to. We've all kind of moved on to a different place in our
Hmm.
life. So, in the same vein as the pandemic, this is a season change.
Yeah.
We're going
It's a good
into the
point.
winter months,
Yeah.
and it's a perfect time. to make some changes in
Yeah.
your time management,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and kind of scan, whether it's scanning, your calendar, scanning your activities, scanning your energy, is that what
Hmm.
works? The other thing too is that am I doing uh, mediocre activities during prime time? How do I spend
Oh,
my prime time?
yeah.
And my mornings are very precious to me. That's my most productive time.
Hmm.
And because I have recommitted to finishing my book and writing very conscientiously, that time is I've got to book that in and make that a commitment to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think your productive time, you everybody's productive time is different.
True. Yeah.
But recognize when your productive time is and don't fill it up with nonsense,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Good fun nonsense,
especially
but you're
you.
right.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, especially you because you really have made a commitment that you
Yeah.
want to finish your book.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the toughest part of the book,
Yes.
the editing and then the making it happen.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other part, the creative part is way fun,
That is
you know,
true. That is
and
true.
now
Yeah.
you're in the
The slow slog.
weeds.
The slow
Yeah.
slog. Yeah.
And so you need your wits about you to
Yeah.
get through this,
Oh, those.
Yeah, those wits.
Those wits. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but I think that hopefully this gives us all sort of food for thought. It's certainly helped clarify some things with me that when I make a commitment for an activity, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a lifetime commitment.
Right.
And I think that seasonally, your comment about this is a good time to kind of reassess, whether we reassess how we spend our money, how we spend our time,
Hmm.
and how we spend our energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kind of almost like
And,
an audit.
I mean, this is our retirement years, I mean,
Yeah.
all of us have moved into, we can't kid ourselves that we're middle aged anymore. Um, it's getting a little long in the
Yeah.
tooth
Yeah,
for
there's the
that.
new 60 and then there's the new middle.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh God.
but you know what? We should be doing things that truly give us joy.
Yeah.
Um, and not just filling our time.
Yeah.
That's fine, but not on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
so if there's a group that you get together with and you still value their friendships, maybe you can do something quarterly.
Yeah.
Go out and have a fun lunch or something and everybody catch
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But a weekly thing, that's a lot.
And your mom, going back to your mom, who's our role model in so many
Mhm.
areas, she's managed to keep some really close friends for decades and decades.
Right.
And she
75 years now.
how
Yeah.
many? Yeah.
75.
Yeah. And they get together periodically, not
Mhm.
weekly, not
Yeah.
not even monthly, but certainly quarterly they get
Yeah.
together.
Right.
And that touchstone, no matter what the time frame is in between, is invaluable.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. And then they really have fun catching up,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And then of course we always have the phone. If
Oh
you really
yeah.
want to talk to somebody, pick up the phone.
Call. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay,
So,
well, hopefully this has given some folks some ideas, things to think about and reflect on and how you spend your time. So until next time, I'm Cheryl.
and I'm Nancy.
Bye now.
Bye.